How safe is an African safari? What every traveler should know. The African bush, even a well-known place like the Kruger National Park, is raw, untamed, and downright unpredictable, which is why knowing a few African safari safety tips is an important part of your planning and research. The bush is a place where lions walk wherever they please, where elephants claim the roads as their own, and where leopards, well, sometimes they decide that a safari vehicle is just the place to laze about when they feel like having a snooze, as seen in a recent encounter in a private concession within the Kruger National Park. After a leopard leaped onto the hood of a vehicle, just inches away from wide-eyed tourists, talk went from excitement over such a remarkable close-up encounter to how things could have gone very wrong had the leopard had different intentions. While African safaris will give you the most extraordinary opportunity to see nature up close, they also come with risks. Although right from the outset, let's remind you that those risks are minimal. Even if you are making your booking with the safest, most reputable travel company, the reality remains the same. You are in the animals' territory, a guest in their habitat, and they play by their own rules. This is why knowing all of the essential African safari safety tips and listening to your guide, should you book a safari, is about the only way to ensure that you have the best possible trip. Why you should do your research. Not all safari companies are created equal, even if their online presence and marketing look simply superb. Some operators cut corners, some fail to follow safety regulations and general African safari safety tips, and many lack experienced guides, all characteristics that can put you at risk. And the thing is, you can never really tell just by browsing a website what your experience will be. A safari booked without proper research can quickly go from a dream trip to a dangerous mistake. The great news, though, is that with the internet at your fingertips, you have everything that you could possibly need in order to figure out if the safari company, holiday package, and destination that you have set your eyes on is in fact the best, not only in terms of safety, but also the best in meeting your expectations. Skipping this step could mean ending up on a poorly guided tour in an unsafe area, putting yourself and the animals in danger. Before booking your African safari, ask yourself, who is running the safari? You will want to check reviews, verify the company's credentials, and confirm that they are a licensed operator. If you are on safari in South Africa, you will want to make sure that the safari company is SATSA registered and covered by the necessary insurance. You can also look for whether or not they post African safari safety tips on their website as part of their blog or must-know information. What safety measures do they have in place? A reputable safari or travel company should have strict protocols for animal encounters and emergency responses, and they should give reliable advice for health risks like malaria. Where will your safari take you? Some areas are safer than others depending on wildlife activity, terrain, and even political stability. You will want to do some background checks, and you'll also want to run a Google search on your destination. Which African animals are the most dangerous? Africa is home to some of the most powerful and unpredictable creatures on Earth, which is one of the many things that attract people to a safari in the first place. While most wildlife encounters on a safari are safe when handled correctly, knowing which animals pose the biggest risks can help you stay alert. That said, African safari safety tips will emphasize that these animals are not a threat if enjoyed from a safe distance with an experienced guide who understands their behavior. Hippos. They might look like oversized, lazy river cows, but hippos are responsible for more human fatalities in Africa than any other large animal. They're highly territorial and aggressive when provoked, but the good news is that you are unlikely to encounter them up close, as they are often safely observed from a bridge or lookout. Buffalo. Often called Black Death or Widowmaker by hunters, these massive animals have an unpredictable nature and are known to charge without warning. They also have a tendency to hold grudges, which is why only the most savvy of hunters would dare to take them on. Elephants. While usually calm, elephants, the biggest of the big five, can be dangerous if they feel threatened, especially mothers with calves. Whenever you encounter elephants, it is best to give them a really wide space. Lions. Although they don't typically see safari vehicles or their occupants as prey, getting too close or stepping out of the car can quickly turn a peaceful sighting into a disaster. Leopards. Stealthy and unpredictable, leopards usually avoid humans. But, as seen in the Kruger National Park incident, they can exhibit curious behavior. A misstep here could be deadly. Crocodiles. If you're walking near a river or watering hole, keep your distance. Crocs are ambush predators with their lightning-fast reflexes. What is the safest country for an African safari? While safaris across Africa are generally safe when organized by professionals, some countries stand out for their excellent wildlife conservation efforts, stable governments, and strict safari regulations. Wherever you choose to go, you should prioritize booking with a professional company that prioritizes African safari safety tips and follows ethical wildlife guidelines. These are the safest countries for a safari. Botswana, with its low human population, high-quality safaris, and strict anti-poaching laws, Botswana is often ranked high up among the safest places for a safari. The Okavango Delta is famous for its spectacular sightings, which are enjoyed through controlled, sustainable tourism. Namibia. Known for its stunning landscapes and well-managed parks, Namibia gives travelers a safe safari experience, especially in Etosha National Park. South Africa, with well-developed infrastructure, experienced guides, and top-tier lodges, South Africa is a most reliable choice. However, travelers should stick to national parks like the Kruger and avoid venturing into unfamiliar areas alone. Tanzania and Kenya. Home to the Serengeti and the Masai Mara, these countries are excellent safari destinations with professional guides who go above and beyond to ensure the safety of their guests and the wildlife they come across in the well-protected reserves. Why organized safaris are safer than self-drives. Renting a 4x4 and heading into the wilderness on your own might sound like the ultimate safari experience, but it comes with risks that most travelers underestimate. Self-drives can be dangerous because you don't have an experienced guide to read animal behavior or give you the known and little-known African safari safety tips. You won't have immediate help if a situation turns bad. Tourists often accidentally venture too close to wildlife. There is the real risk of getting lost in remote areas. Organized, guided safaris, on the other hand, come with experienced guides who know the terrain, understand animal behavior, follow strict safety protocols, and can brief you on the various African safari safety tips. The leopard encounter at the Kruger National Park is a perfect example. Had that been a self-drive, the outcome could have been very different. Malaria and how to prevent infection. Safari destinations often overlap with malaria risk zones, especially if you are traveling in East Africa, making prevention a top priority. Here's how you can protect yourself. Take anti-malarial medication. You should consult a travel doctor to discuss the best option for you. Use insect repellent. DEET-based repellents are the most effective. Wear long-sleeve clothing at night. Mosquitoes are most active in the evening. Sleep under a mosquito net, especially if you are staying in budget accommodation or tented camps. Stay in air-conditioned rooms, if possible, as mosquitoes are less active in cool environments. Ready to book your African safari? A safari is one of the most memorable and special travel experiences you'll ever have, but only if it's done safely, following the right African safari safety tips. The leopard incident should serve as a reminder that the wild remains just that, wild. But with the right preparation, an experienced guide, and these African safari safety tips, you can witness Africa's majestic wildlife while staying completely safe. So if you're ready for the safari of a lifetime, without the worry, book with a trusted tour operator, follow the safety guidelines, and get ready for an unforgettable journey. Book an African safari now.